Hello and welcome back to Rage Gaming and more Monster Hunter Wilds gameplay dissection. As you should know by now, each day we're getting new weapon reveals for Wilds under a format where we get a roughly 1 minute gameplay section of just clip after clip of new Wilds footage, obviously focused on one weapon and what's new about it. Today though we had Insect Glaive, which is nice to have so early in these showings, and the response to it has been extremely positive, and it's easy to see why. Not only is it classic Insect Glaive, but there's a bit of silliness to it we'll appreciate, in particular that crazy impale spin attack, but also a lot of new quality of life stuff, features that were special now seemingly being added to the base weapon. So we're excited to talk about it, let's just get into it. First up, when you look at the equipment the player's using, this appears to be the new chatacabra armor set, and likely its glaive. That's a new amphibian introduced in Wilds, and so because of that, we can also expect that to be a relatively early monster after all. We don't expect them to show off any endgame monsters, or certainly their equipment in these little clips, and with how the armor set is looking, it does look like a nice beginner style armor set. Humble, nothing overly flashy about it, fitting nicely into the world we've seen so far of Wilds. You'll also notice in this gameplay then, some actual footage of the new Balahara, another new monster in Wilds, but this one of course is a Leviathan type. We get a nice look at it crawling along the sands, but also dipping into it smoothly as if it's swimming like we're in water. For multiple attacks, it's going to lean back and slam with its triangular face for maybe a chomp, or say a projectile shot, flinging some mud it would appear, and maybe there's a chance if that does hit you for blight. Oh, and lastly, the gameplay itself is obviously centered in a desert style section, which is beautiful. Now we get a better look at say the oasis in the backgrounds that we've been seeing in the trailers. There's the jagged bits of rock in the background too, which might even be giant bones, maybe from massive monsters. In any case, while the desert itself is very cool, it's definitely nice to have some breakups in the sand to move between, maybe climb up on and fight during. But that aside, let's talk about the Insect Glaive, starting with, say, the new kinsect stuff. To begin with, we get to see the new kinsect UI during this early section of the video. Now it forewarns us what color of essence you're actually aiming at before firing, which is just fantastic. For people new to the weapon, or say relearning or fighting a new monster for the first time, part of the process is always annoying for Insect Glaive. You know, having to spend ages working out where is the best place to aim to get each type of buff, but now you can instantly see what part is going to offer what buff, making it much more of a intuitive learning experience. I really like that. It would also appear, right, that the kinsect, at least in this footage, can hold 2 extracts at once. We didn't get a good look at that, but there's clear speculation that this could be a standard feature. We have seen kinsects hold more than one before, but these were specific kinsects rather than a standard detail. Here, with what is an early game, seemingly very standard kinsect, there's 2 sections to the bug that could light up. So yes, that would suggest that this is a normal mechanic, or at least available even in early game, which would be a nice quality of life improvement, that's for sure. When we think about the way the kinsect is fighting though, this really looks like an assist type kinsect, that mechanic returning from Rise. We're seeing this possible focus mode repositioning attack at 27 seconds, right? Which is then followed by this spring combo, where the kinsect is copying your hunter's attacks at the same time. It literally spins in the air, horizontal during your horizontal spin, then vertically like you do with the following flip. Just cool stuff. This suggests then, like I said, that the assist type will return in Wilds, but maybe this is weaved into basics of the Insect Glaive now too. After all, it would be really cool if the kinsect was so involved by default. And again, this is a really early kinsect, so we'll see. Next, we saw at least the start of some mounting at 35 seconds. This appears to be a successful mount from a basic aerial attack. That's of course an important reminder as to how important and effective Insect Glaive is at mounting. And it would suggest that while mounting is obviously back, might be more of a normal style compared to what we saw in wyvern riding in Rise. Maybe this is more like World and so on. In terms of special moves, we did see some to consider. There's that incredible new and, yeah, rather crazy spin attack while you're lodged into the head of the monster, which is ridiculous. The stab itself makes sense, sure, but the spin is where this is funny. Do you think the idea is you're trying to wedge it in there deeper with the momentum, or what? Is the spin just for fun? Next, there's this double showing of some classic Insect Glaive style flip attacks at 43 seconds. One that's more aerial with a big heavy slam at the end, which does stagger the monster. And then one that follows from a thrust down from the air, which may be your descending thrust, aka diving wyvern. Followed by a quick combo that again also staggered the target. This goes to show that you will have some stronger hits to mix in again, basically. The last thing we want to talk about is the new stance change stuff that we're seeing, which is generally believed to be tied to Insect Glaive's focus mode. The stance change is when the hunter holds the glaive above their head at say 37 seconds. We see how he holds it above the head, then aims, before going for a jump thrust into a backflip spin away, ending with the potent kinsect launch like a rocket. Earlier in the video too, we get more of that stance change at about 19 seconds. They're holding the glaive above their head while moving sideways, allowing for movement and smooth aiming and firing with the kinsect or combos all at once, suggesting very smooth extracting and recalling of your essence while fighting. Less so extracting the buffs you need and now you fight for real, but maybe you just get on with it straight away. So overall, this feels like a lot of potential quality of life for the weapon. Between the return of assist-type kinsects, the multiple extracts at once or smoother extracting process, the fact that you can see colors before you even fire is really nice. I would say Insect Glaive has done great in this showing. It is very good to see. But let us know if you spotted anything else we missed. But for now, I've been Hollow, you've been you. I'll see you in my next weapon highlight.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.